tag them in again?
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry I'm on the floor, it's just where I work. So, basically up in beginnings, yes, please feel free to stand. I'm sorry, I just had
You got a
to
standing ovation already.
beat that. Basically up in beginnings, we are just trying to build the children's vocabulary. We do that with a number of different tools. We have vocabulary cards. We have works on the shelf, some of which we create, some of which we just use what's in the room. It's amazing what the kids can get from everything. Other tools such as matching objects to pictures, to other names, things like that around the room. Another way that we build a lot of vocabulary is we encourage a lot of conversation with the children. We're trying to help them use their words. We're trying to help them speak to one another, because sometimes kids really just aren't sure. And even at that age, it's more about using their words. It's more about them interacting with one another, with us, the guides, all throughout the school. When we have guides come in the classroom, Miss Quinn, Miss Peters, Miss Collins, everybody comes in, children, I encourage them to say hi, to talk with them. And even when they're eating lunch. As long as they're eating, I don't mind if they're having conversation, because what do we all do when we're together at dinner, right? So first thing that I'll show you that we do, some of the vocabulary cards we use. One is some of the different clothes that you can wear sometimes throughout the year, whether it's hot, whether it's cold. Right now we're definitely going over jacket, gloves, mittens. One way we do that, we use what's called a 3-period lesson. I can lay out cards in front of them like this. And I don't have a student in front of me. I could ask them one, but I'll just show you real quick. Basically what it is we're telling them what it is. We're going to let them practice, and then we're going to see how much they retained. Ask them what it was. So when we're looking at a student in front of us, it's hat, slippers, sweater. It's like, and then to practice, say, can you show me where the slippers are? Can you show me where the hat is? Can you show me where the sweater is? And they can point. And then at the very end, you can say, show me where are the slippers, or are the slippers here, or the hat. It's like, can you point to the hat for me? Where is that? Or which one is the hat? So that's basically going through building with vocabulary. Another way we do it, in the very beginning, I'll go through a lot of different things. These are things that are in your home, mostly things that are in your home. I'll show them the cards like this, and I'll tell them blanket, and you show them the word. They cannot read, obviously, not yet, but seeing the word, it's a lot of word recognition. You'd be amazed at just some of the words the young kids see, and they can say the word. And you're like, how did they know that? And then later on, we continue to practice. We go through maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and I can hold it up in front of the class and say, what's this? Raise their hand, the ones that know, and they'll tell you. They'll tell you it's a blanket. Tell you it's a clock. Tell you it's a table, a rug, things like that. The ones that they don't know are things that they really don't use yet, like a belt for clothes, maybe a dress or a skirt. Some of them don't know that. Another exercise we do, dealing with grammar. Basically, just a tennis ball and a basket. Have these on the cards. You just want them to mimic what's on the cards. You say in, and you show them this, and say, I want you to put the ball in the basket. You lay it down, they look at it, and they either will, all you want them to do is perform the same work that's on the card. You have the work there, and you say in, and you want them to say it back to you as well, and they'll say in. And the other ones on here, you'd have things like behind, under, beside, on top, things like that. And they can really do that. They can look at the card as long as I need them to look at, and they can turn it over. They can do whatever they need to do to make sure that they match the picture. And then one other thing that we do that I have here is matching object to picture. And all we have are just basically pictures of different animals that we'll lay out on the floor. And as they find them, they have the same animals here in the basket in solid form. And can you find the alligator? Pull it out, and I just want them to match it up. Can you find the elephant? And they'll go through here, and they'll match it up to their picture. And then eventually what I want them to do, when they're doing this work by themselves, after we've had a lesson on it, they'll lay the cards out, and to themselves, I'll hear them say kangaroo, and they put it down. Lion, and they put it down, so that they're retaining what they see and what they do. So, and then leading into what you'll hear into primary, we have a farm in our classroom. However, in our classroom, it's more about knowing what the animals are. I just want them to know horse, cow, barn, silo, and they know that, and they're holding it up. Mr. Wright, I have a horse. Mr. Wright, look, I found ducks. It's all about building vocabulary for them there. Towards the end of beginnings, we get, unless they're ready to start learning, then we'll get into sounds of letters and movable alphabets and things like that. So that's it. That's all I've got. I'll turn it over to Melise and Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you.